There's one thing that can bring lawmakers in Washington together. It is a stiff drink. Bourbon is the only spirit that Congress has designated as a distinctive American product, and that made it a target during the trade wars. Back in 2018, the European Union slapped a 25% tariff on American whiskey in retribution for U.S. tariffs on foreign steel and aluminum. Now, the countries agreed to suspend those tariffs last year, but they're scheduled to snap back in 2024. So the bipartisan Bourbon Caucus is pushing now to put an end to them permanently.
All bourbon is whiskey, but not all whiskey is bourbon. And we think bourbon is, of course, the best of all whiskeys. That means that public policy actually matters.
According to the Distilled Spirits Council, bourbon exports dropped 18% while the tariffs were in place. Once they were lifted, sales spiked 23%. But let's be honest, Dom, it's not just the data that brings Republicans and Democrats to the table. It is the drink.
With the Bourbon Caucus, we can be pretty popular because, you go to these caucus meetings, they talk policy. We get to drink our policy.
Now, Dom, all of the harsh rhetoric and political polarization today makes it easy to get cynical about Washington, especially when we talk about the fight over the debt ceiling. But at least inside the Bourbon Caucus, the proof is that the glass is always half full.
Okay, so the glass is half full. I get that this is very tilted towards, and of course you have two lawmakers from the state of Kentucky talking bourbon over there right now. This is very much about bourbon and tariffs. Is there any way, though, that a spirit of bipartisanship, can the Bourbon Caucus become contagious, I guess? Can we expect some kind of a move? Can we expect any kind of growth from the Bourbon Caucus and its talks and its efforts to kind of permeate through the rest of Congress right now with regard to the bigger topics on debt and budgets and everything else?
Look, these are the kinds of things that bring people together and get them to the table. These two lawmakers couldn't be more different. One of the co-chairs is Representative McGarvey, who is Kentucky's lone Democratic representative. The other is Representative Andy Barr, who's a member of the Republican Study Caucus, part of the conservative flank of the GOP. But these two guys have known each other for a very long time through Kentucky's state politics, and they both invoked the legendary politician Henry Clay, also from Kentucky, former Speaker of the House, who said that bourbon can help lubricate the wheels of government. So compromise starts with just simply talking to each other, and what better way to do that than over a glass of bourbon?